Or like North Korea, where only Kim Jong-il's got a Cadillac. Rising tides do raise all ships. If it's not a globalist rising tide where they divert all the water out to their private lake, steal our water, take over the system. And, you know, they're going after him at the Daytona 500 for saying, oh, man, you know, I don't follow NASCAR as much as some people do, but I like it. And, you know, I got a lot of friends that are team owners. And they're like, oh, he knows team owners. Well, there weren't team owners, there wouldn't be a Daytona 500. I mean, it's this idea. America had the biggest per capita group of rich people in it 50 years ago, and we had the most middle class in the world, 5% of the world population, and we had half the world's wealth. Now that's all going out the window because mega corporations came in, controlled the government, and had government shut down industry here so that their industry in China, India, Mexico, and 100 plus other countries where they have deals with the thugs that run them, to move our industry there, that automatically lets them consolidate control. I'm already digressing. The point is that they're saying what Ron Paul came in 4th place in Michigan. Does anybody really believe that? And I've already gone over all this, winning almost all the straw polls, winning most of the scientific polls, and being ignored when he got 1st or 2nd place, or getting the least amount of time in the debates. That's the evidence of the fix being in. Then I told you day one with the evidence, Iowa, clear fraud. Month later came out, yeah, we're setting the election aside. It's all a fraud. We're not going to say who really won. Maybe it's Santorum. But, yeah, all these counties, we didn't count those from Ron Paul because the trucks got lost with the ballots. There are no trucks with ballots. It's called in. And then in Maine, all the counties where he had big double-digit leads, they just didn't count them. And they said, yeah, we didn't count them. New York Times said, yeah, Paul really did win if you count those counties because he did have double digits in most of those counties, but they're just not going to count them. Republican leadership said, forget it. South Carolina, clear fraud. It's 100% cut and dry in Maine, about 95% cut and dry in Iowa, about 85% total fraud proof. You know, you know it is, but it's not 100% in South Carolina. It's about 85% in Nevada. And now there's evidence of fraud in these states as well. I stayed up late last night analyzing it, and then this morning looked at it. But more and more, it's going to shift where Ron Paul isn't the front runner because people will go, well, he's losing now. I want to bet on the winner. It's just like people, I mean, I am a years ago football fan, but because I know it's just a distraction from real issues, I'm not today because I can't fill my mind up with that stuff. But I get why people who were Giants fans for decades with them never winning a Super Bowl got pretty excited about them going to the Super Bowl. And then didn't they win? Yeah, they won. Giants won, right, guys? I didn't pay attention, but they did win, right? That shows how uncool I am that I don't know who won the Super Bowl. Yes, the Giants won. Now, the point is that I get it. If you've been a fan for 20, 30 years and wow, they finally win. But a lot of people, they just run out when, oh, they're going to the playoffs, so it looks like they're going to win. Oh, I'm a fan of that now. And so Ron Paul has been the front runner for 6 months. And but as the fix goes in and people seem not winning in those first few primaries, that's why it's key to cheating there, then it becomes, oh, well, I'll just be for Romney. And you'll see that now with Santorum. Santorum clearly is, even though I don't like him, he's a globalist warmonger, he has a better voting record constitutionally than Mitt Romney. I mean, at least he didn't promote abortion and open borders and carbon taxes. He did lie about tax increases and spending increases and is a warmonger and anti-liberty. But, I mean, so is Romney. So Santorum, clearly with the evangelicals and Christians who mean well, he was starting to front run right there with Ron Paul. And so they're now going to slap him down. And he may end up being the VP with Romney. But that's how they organize this. And so when we come back from break, I'll go to your phone calls. We need to have the discussion here today about whether or not Ron Paul runs in a third party. Because even if they cheat him in that, he will inject real issues. He can force his way into the debate. It can show in national polls he's getting 30, 40%. He'll get a bunch of Democrats voting for him as well that don't like Obama and are tired of the wars. They had another Gallup poll, as you know, yesterday, and another scientific poll, two of them. One was a Rasmussen, where he just trounces Obama better than Romney. I mean, you want somebody to beat Obama and to cut spending and actually bring a lot of our troops home, it's Ron Paul. But they're now cheating him out in the open, and now the bandwagon effect's going to happen, people wanting to be winners. You're going to actually see Ron Paul now start to recede. And he should stay in the race because he's injecting issues, but this is how they're doing it. All right, we'll come right back with your phone calls. And then I've got a bunch of news on the nanny state, a new trailer for a new film, and more, all coming up today. Stay with us. A little over a year ago, I began to do a lot of research into why, even though I had a pretty good-sized meal, that I was still starving. And my research led me to a well-known fact that most of the soils that we grow our crops on here in the United States and across the industrialized world are almost completely depleted of almost all of the key minerals and trace elements that our bodies need to rebuild themselves, fight off cancer, and be healthy. I then searched out the best vitamin and mineral company out there and discovered Youngevity. The Youngevity products are designed to give you the real nutrition you need, and once you've got that, you don't have to eat as much to be satisfied. I've lost 37 pounds in 2 months, simply getting the vitamins and minerals I need. Check it out for yourself. It's incredible. Go to InfoWarsTeam.com today and order your first canister of Beyond Tangy Tangerine Complete Multivitamin Mineral Complex Dietary Supplement. That's InfoWarsTeam.com.
Attention, information in this 1-minute message could save your life. Don't wait for the next emergency to happen. Act now to be prepared. Now, more than ever, civilians and communities must communicate with family, friends, and neighbors in the event of civil unrest, natural disasters, or other emergencies. That's why there's CivilDispatch.com. CivilDispatch.com is a universal system that can be used for a wide array of urgent notification alerts. Weather emergencies, civil unrest, emergency responders, Amber Alerts, school or business closings, any need-to-know situation. CivilDispatch.com is an emergency dispatch communication system, allowing anyone to quickly and easily send and instantaneously track emergency email and text alert notifications. CivilDispatch.com gives you the power of enterprise alerting without the enterprise cost. Don't find yourself unprepared. Learn more and become a member at CivilDispatch.com. That's CivilDispatch.com. Civilian Emergency Dispatch System. Peace through preparedness.
HempUSA.org brings you pure camu-berry powder. This revolutionary powder contains 50 times the vitamin C of an orange, mixes with any juice or liquid, has 227 servings per container, and is made from naturally grown camu berries, not chemically produced in a laboratory. Order camu-berry powder today. Call 908-691-2608 or visit HempUSA.org and see what our powder, seeds, and oil can do for you.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
IRS, the 3 most dreaded letters of the alphabet. If you owe back taxes, have unfiled tax returns, are receiving threatening letters, or have IRS agents coming to your home or place of business, you need an experienced IRS agent fighting on your side. Call the Tax Relief Division of the Law Offices of Craig Zimmerman at 800-652-6978. Spearheaded by a former IRS agent, we know how to negotiate a reduction in the tax you owe, stop wage garnishments, lift bank levies, and negotiate an affordable repayment plan. With 17 years as a practicing attorney and an A-plus Better Business rating, we'll get the IRS off your back once and for all. In fact, recently, when an IRS employee had a tax problem, she called us. Stop being afraid and call right now for your free consultation at 800-652-6978. The phone call is free and there's no obligation, so call 800-652-6978. Again, that's 800-652-6978. Actual results based on individual client circumstances.
This is a worldwide transmission against tyranny in an attempt to wake up free humanity to the corrupt individuals that have created large combines and syndicates who are basically setting up a society of enslavement. We attempt and are having success in waking people up to that threat. Coming up, Obama issues policy directive exempting American citizens from indefinite detention. Because he's the new emperor, he's saying that he can exempt you. But he wanted that power so that he could then unexempt whenever he wanted. So that's actually just more of a brazen attempt to legitimize indefinite detention. The triumph of totalitarian fascism in the West and the East. Big report out on that. Government says TSA scanners are safe, but they've been caught lying before. They're regurgitating old info. Homeland Security fear to Occupy Wall Street violence. New film exposes the blueprint of madness unleashed by the New World Order. There's a new trailer for the new documentary I'm going to be premiering tonight on the Nightly News. Also, Ron Paul says, I run against all three because they're very similar. They all endorse preemptive war. That's the big difference between Ron Paul and the neocon Republicans he's running against. Also, 19 signs that America has become a crazy control freak nation where almost everything is illegal. I want to cover this after some calls and then dovetail it with the video I shot where they're now telling people they can't walk on a boardwalk because it's too dangerous. So you've heard of them banning running at recess at most public schools because that's too dangerous and arresting people if they do. I'm not joking. Now walking is going to be restricted by the nanny state. Tax to breathe, carbon taxes. So that's just some of what is coming up today. Right now, let's go to your phone calls. AB in Ohio, then Scott, Keith, Carl, and others. AB, you're on the air. Welcome.
Abe, this is Abe. I'm calling from Athens, Ohio, and it's about the Ron Paul issue. I'm president of Young Americans for Liberty at Ohio University here in Athens, and it's the affiliate of Campaign to Liberty. It's like the sister organization for the youth, Manifest Students for Ron Paul in the 08 campaign. President Obama had his campaign office opening in our county right in town in Athens yesterday. So me and a few other members from various other libertarian organizations on campus got together, got some fact sheets about how O equals W is what we put it at, and it just says that.
Oh, I like that.
And it's actually, we got it off the Young Americans for Liberty site, and it's www.yaliberty.org/O-W/facts, and you can look it up right there and see it. It's a pretty good fact sheet. But also, and we were just met with some venomous Obama people. They were just so pissed, but they're so aggravated with us for showing up. We were peaceful, respectful. They asked us to leave. We said, we completely understand private property rights. We left. We stood out on the sidewalk and handed everybody literature that walked in, and they were really upset with us. And they really didn't have good arguments for saying why they so supported Obama. They said, yeah, we agree.
Well, Obama in Missouri and other areas has openly tried to get police to threaten to arrest folks if they criticize him. When we've played clips of those newscasts, it's so bizarre, it's so authoritarian, it's hard to believe, but it's actually happening. And you're saying they didn't know how to respond to him on the NDAA? They didn't know how to respond to him on launching wars without congressional approval? They didn't know how to respond to Obama bailing out the big bankers again and again who financed him? Is that what happened?
Well, yeah, and then one of the national directors that was here, one of the three that was here tonight, last night, said that he agreed with Libya. But I'm like, well, what about a declaration of war? He's just like, well, we have a cause for humanity. And I'm like, so do you believe in a one-world government? And he said, I mean, I don't think it would be a bad idea. It's something we need to hash out more. But it's just these kind of this mentality.
Well, the point is, just because they say it's loving and liberal, you know, there with one of Obama's head people opening this campaign office, just because they say, oh, it's for humanity, now we get to do it because the UN said, now we ignore our laws and Congress doesn't matter. I mean, it's outrageous that they engage in treason and just say because it's for humanity. The UN is murdering people worldwide in the name of humanity. I appreciate your call. We're going to come back in the next long segment and take a whole passel of calls. But I want to talk about this NDAA. It's got Utah and now several other states coming out and saying, we're going to, at the state level, block this and tell our state police and others, you will not help secretly grab citizens and put bags on their heads and have them disappear to death camps. I mean, the NDAA has really woken people up. And everybody I talked to, this woke people up. That's why Obama's come out and said, okay, I'm going to sign a deal saying I won't implement this right now. But you're the one that demanded the power. It's like saying, I got the gun on safety. It's to your head, but